Meet Manda. She is a Senior Compliance Manager of ABC Corporation, a registered WCO member. ABC Corporation designates her as its WCO Compliance Officer, or WCO, who is authorized to represent the organization in the WCO when it comes to enforcement and compliance matters. There's just one big problem. She isn't certified and registered as a WCO. And here comes Vol. He is a compliance assistant manager who works under Manda's supervision. He is passionate about proactive compliance within the organization. He is hoping for a promotion to a senior compliance manager position in 2 years when Manda retires. But there's a catch. To qualify for the position, he needs to become a certified WCO. Aww. How about you? Are you a WCO who needs to be certified and registered? Or better yet, do you want to take your WCO role to the next level and effectively increase your organization's compliance rating? Well, lucky for you. We are here to show you just how to do it. Step 1. Get familiar with the legal framework. Section 7.2.9.1 of the WCO Rules states that all WCO members and the market operator shall designate a WCO compliance officer in their respective organizations. The person who shall be appointed as a WCO compliance officer must have the following qualifications. 1. He or she should understand the WCO compliance requirements of his or her organization. 2. He or she occupies a senior management position that he or she is able to recognize possible non-compliances and has sufficient authority to resolve the same. And 3. He or she shall undergo a certification program to be administered by the market operator and the governance arm. The Philippine Electricity Market Corporation, or PEMC, being the current governance arm of the WCO, has already developed and established the WCO Certification and Registration Program, with the end in view of WCO members attaining a higher level of compliance with their obligations in the WCO and keeping them informed of their organization's obligations in the market and any market developments. On July 1, 2022, the start of the first compliance period of the WCO Certification Program was officially declared with the approval and ratification of the PEM Board. The program shall be for a duration of 36 months. The succeeding compliance period shall be for the same duration and shall begin on the day after the end of the previous compliance period. The Compliance Committee oversees and spearheads the implementation of the WCO Certification Program. Meanwhile, the Enforcement and Compliance Office monitors the compliance of WCO members with the WCO Certification and Registration Manual. Step 2. Apply for the certification program. To apply for the certification program, you must accomplish and sign the online MS Form WCO information sheet. You must also send an email to wco-crm@wcom.ph with the following format and requirements. If your application is successful, you will receive your 4-digit WCO identification number, which you will need to enroll in any training course or lecture offered by the training service providers. You may also check your WCO identification number by visiting the PEMC website. If, like Manda, you are the appointed WCO of a WCO member organization by virtue of Section 7.2.9.1 of the WCO Rules, then you are required to undergo the certification program. If you are like Vol, who is not an appointed WCO but wish to become a certified WCO in the future, you can voluntarily apply and be eligible to participate in the certification program. You are eligible if you are performing risk management, legal, regulatory, or compliance functions in your WCO member organization. Step 3. Enroll in training courses offered by the training service providers. The training service providers develop training courses or activities and ensure that adequate number of credit units are available or offered. The Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines and the Philippine Electricity Market Corporation are the only training service providers mandated to provide and facilitate WCO certifying training courses. To enroll in a training course, coordinate with the training service providers on their list of available training courses and schedules. You may also check the IMOP and PEMC websites for the list of training schedules. You or your organization may also request for a special training from the training service provider and earn credit units by completing that training, subject to the conditions agreed upon with the training service provider. Step 4. Comply with the training requirements. While attending a training or activity, observe proper decorum, dress code, punctuality, and professionalism. Refrain from using indecent, abusive, or offensive language, or delivering any derogatory remarks, intentional or otherwise, during the open forum, question and answer portion, or any interactive activity. If you are attending an online training, ensure that you have a reliable internet connection with facility for backup connection, to avoid or prevent unnecessary interference with your learning. You must be present for the whole duration of the training or activity. If you must leave the training venue or go offline due to an emergency or justifiable reasons, make sure to notify the training moderator. The total credit units shall be reduced by the corresponding credit units for the hours not spent in the training or activity. Similarly, for the deduction of the credit units, a fraction of an hour shall be rounded up to 1 full hour, and the deduction is likewise prorated if greater credit unit weight is assigned in that training. You are not authorized to be represented by a proxy or any personnel during the training. If you are found to be employing fraud, misrepresentation, or deceit during the training, you will be reported and may face appropriate sanctions. Under the guidelines, the Compliance Committee may either disallow the earning of credit units or disqualify you from proceeding with the certification program. Step 5. Earn your credit units. During the compliance period, you must earn at least 36 credit units by attending and completing compliance lectures or training activities being offered by the training service providers. You will earn a corresponding number of credit units after completing each lecture or training activity. As a general rule, credit units are equivalent to credit hours pursuant to Section 5 of the WCO Certification and Registration Manual. This is computed based on your actual time spent, or hours of participation, in any of the compliance lectures or training you attended. However, for a fraction of a training hour, it shall be rounded up to 1 full hour. For instance, if the duration of the lecture series was 3.5 hours, 4 credit units would be earned by the WCOs. The training service provider may, however, assign a greater weight or credit unit depending on the degree of importance, relevance, or complexity of a particular course or lecture series, the vastness of the audience, or the wide area of expertise of speakers, among other things. The training service provider shall submit the WCO certification report to the Enforcement and Compliance Office, which contains records of each participating WCO, and the corresponding number of credit units earned. The Enforcement and Compliance Office, or ECO, shall then validate the number of credit units earned by each participating WCO. The ECO shall also update the record should there be additional or deductible credit units. Step 6. Monitor your credit units. The ECO shall notify you of your current certification status. This includes the information relating to the credit units earned as of the period specified in the notification, deficiency in terms of credit units, and such other information as may be prescribed further by the Compliance Committee on or before June 30 and December 31 of each year. This will give you an idea on how far or close you are in attaining the minimum credit unit requirement. Enroll in more trainings if you need additional number of credit units. Step 7. Get certified. If you complete the requirements and pass the certification, the ECO shall issue you with the WCO certificate within 5 days from the Compliance Committee's confirmation. Your WCO certificate shall have a unique certified WCO identification number. If you have the certificate, then congratulations, you are considered a certified WCO. The Compliance Committee may, at its option, hold a ceremonial awarding of the WCO certificates for all certified WCOs once a year, or during the WCO Summit, or at such dates as may be scheduled by the Compliance Committee and the certified WCOs. However, if you fail the mandatory WCO certification, a penalty shall be imposed on the WCO member that appointed you. Step 8. Be a registered WCO. After being certified, your WCO member organization can now register you as its WCO if you occupy a senior management position and have sufficient authority to resolve non-compliances in the WCO. To do this, your organization must accomplish and sign WCO Forms 1 and 2, and email to wco-crm@wcom.ph. The ECHO shall then issue your certificate of registration, acknowledging you as the authorized representative of your organization when it comes to WCO enforcement and compliance matters. You and your organization must notify ECHO of any changes in your employment relationship due to resignation, retirement, termination, or any other cause of separation from the WCO member. If in any event you resigned and transferred to another WCO member organization, you may file a request to the Compliance Committee to retain the credit units you earned under your account during the compliance period. Likewise, the WCO member organization shall appoint a new certified WCO to be its registered WCO should its current registered WCO resign. Step 9. Comply with the continuing certification requirements. Your WCO certification has an expiration. To maintain your certification, you have to complete and earn at least 36 credit units for each succeeding compliance period. If you fail to maintain your certification, your name or account in the WCO roster shall be tagged as inactive. In addition, if you are the appointed WCO who failed to complete your mandatory continuing certification requirements in the succeeding compliance period, a penalty shall be imposed on the WCO member you represent. In case your certification expires, you may reapply for a certification by completing the requirements prescribed in the certification rules, manuals, and guidelines. After being certified and registered, you might ask yourself, now what? This is now the opportunity for you to take your organization's compliance level to greater heights. Here are some of the ways that you can do as a certified and registered WCO to raise your organization's compliance rating. First, always ensure that your contact information with PEMC is updated and complete. PEMC releases advisories from time to time to keep the WCO members and WCOs updated with the latest rules change or issuances of new policies, procedures, and manuals. Keeping tabs with the latest updates gives you an edge when it comes to understanding the latest WCO requirements and obligations of your organization. Second, coordinate with the ECHO from time to time. You as the registered WCO is responsible in coordinating with the ECHO on all matters relating to WCO enforcement, compliance, and governance. Provide necessary information and data as may be required by any of the WCO governance committees and by the ECHO. Submit the WCO annual report on your organization's compliance activities within the prescribed deadline. Third, propose rule amendments if necessary. You may propose amendments to the WCO rules and WCO market manuals to enhance or develop the WCO enforcement and compliance and promote good commercial and technical practices. Fourth, utilize effective monitoring tools and technology. It is your responsibility to ensure that your organization complies with the WCO rules and manuals at all times. Take advantage of tools and technology to monitor activities and transactions of your organization in the WCO. Fifth, build an effective WCO compliance program for your organization. To truly understand and internalize what you've learned from the certification program, you must apply it in real life. Apply what you have learned by building a WCO compliance program for your organization. Last but not the least, teach or share to your colleagues and plant operators what you know about WCO compliance. This is another great way to internalize or apply what you've learned from the certification program. Compliance, after all, is a shared responsibility. If everyone in the organization is proactive in building a culture of compliance, then your organization can easily achieve a high compliance rating. So there you go. These are just some of the ways you can do as a certified and registered WCO to maintain your organization's high compliance rating. Above all else, the WCO Certification and Registration program was designed to set competency standards for our WCOs like you. The continuing certification enhances your performance of WCO compliance-related functions. And the best thing about being certified? It is having the credibility and confidence to take your compliance career to the next exciting level, and opening lots of opportunities for you and your compliant organization. It's great to see Manda involved participating in the certification program with much enthusiasm. So what are you waiting for? Apply for the certification program now.